Thank you. In this country, 1 in 59 children were diagnosed within the autism spectrum last year. Children with autism, they hear and feel the world differently than others. And this Saturday is March 2nd. It's also National Read Across America Day. We invited speech language pathologist Susan Berkowitz to be with us today to talk a little bit more about this. And this day is about reading, but it really in particular is about parents trying to communicate better with a child that may have autism.
About 25 to 40% of kids with autism are nonverbal. They don't talk. They don't have enough words to meet their communication needs. And historically, we have thought that those children couldn't learn to read, and we didn't provide literacy instruction for many of those kids. And we were dead wrong. And so it's really important because literacy skills are important for success anywhere in life, in anything you do, whether it's social or academic or work. So we want kids, parents with these kids to know that nonverbal kids learn to read the same way everybody else does. There's nothing fancy to it. The only difference is that they communicate differently, so they use pictures to talk. And this is an electronic device, and so if I push a button, it will speak. And so that's one way that kids can communicate with us. The other is by nonverbal means. They can point to a picture, they can wave a flag. So you may have noticed that a lot of kids' books, especially in the preschool group, all rhyme. Dr. Seuss, who is the inspiration for Read Across America Day, was the absolute magician at rhyming. Kids love his books, and because they're fun and they get it. Yeah. But kids with autism often need to have explicit instruction to be able to process what those sounds are, to understand that blue and two rhyme. And so I might read a book with a lot of rhyme and give kids little flags, and when they hear a rhyming word, they wave the flag.
They know it.
And I know that they know because I've seen them. I don't have to hear them talk.
You know, speaking of Dr. Seuss, he once said, "Why try to fit in when you were born to stand out?" Which is absolutely perfect.
It is. It is. And we have tried for way too many years to sort of change kids with autism to be more appropriate to what we thought was appropriate, but they have a different sense, different way of feeling and seeing and processing things, and we need to honor that.
And it really becomes, I think, a challenge probably for parents to understand that themselves.
Yes.
And so to make that easier, you've written a book called Make the Connection.
Absolutely.
And how did you come to be so engaged in this and trying to change the way we look at children with autism?
Well, it's funny, when I was 10 years old, so more than 50 years ago, I saw a special on TV about autism. At the time, it was called Childhood Schizophrenia. And I was hooked. It fascinated me. So when I went away to college, that's where I wanted to study, and that's what I've been doing for the past 45 years.
Yeah. And has it gotten better and easier for parents?
Absolutely.
Are there more resources out there?
Many, many more resources than there used to be. Here in California, we have San Diego Regional Center, so every county has a regional center that can serve as information and resources for parents. They offer assessments and doctors and therapists, so parents can go there. There are resources in the school. Some of that is difficult because not all speech pathologists get trained in alternative modes of communication, and so they might run into a therapist who doesn't know a lot.
Okay.
And that was my impetus for writing the book, was to give a roadmap that practitioners and parents could follow and everybody be on the same page.
And it is all about awareness. I thank you for being with us this morning
and
shedding a little bit of light on this.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to be here.
Appreciate it. All right.
Thank you.
We'll be back after this.